All right.
All right.
Hi, everybody. We're
Hi,
back.
welcome back. We finished recording episode 1. We went and got lunch, and
Yeah.
we came right back, and here we are for episode 2.
No time has elapsed.
No time has elapsed.
We're soldiers. It hasn't been months since I read this book.
No, it hasn't been an entire 6 months since we recorded the last one.
But I'm Matty, and this is Ben, and we're the Lore Horse.
Sure are.
And we're back with part 2 of the Ice Age cycle.
Oh, I need to get a cut of you saying the title in like an ominous voice, though.
Oh, yeah. Of Lore Horse.
Oh no, of saying book 2.
This is book 2 of the Ice Age cycle. Eternal Ice.
Let me check.
I forget.
I think so.
Eternal Ice.
Super cool black metal title.
I mean, quickly, I don't have a huge history lesson this time. I will say Ice Age, this whole book is every card from the Ice Age. Ice Age was the set that was on the shelves when I first started buying Magic the Gathering. I collected a lot of Ice Age that I don't have anymore. Not that any of it's really worth any money.
No.
But that art style, it's so grim. It's so like
All the art from this set. I love going through all the art. I think my favorite part of this whole project so far has been reading the books and then looking through the sets and looking through the cards. And just seeing all the artwork that corresponds to the books. You know, cards you would never look at again.
No, they're horrible.
Because they're just so bad. But that now they have their own little special place within the lore too, which is nice.
I wish any of them were good so I could make a whole commander deck with just cards from this series.
Oh yeah.
But
no.
I mean, I can do it. It's just not going to do
Who would be
anything.
your commander?
There's like 2 different Jodas you could run that are 5 colors.
Oh, right.
The other idea I had was looking at every single legendary female character and trying to find the ones with the most bodies, like a greyhound. Slender greyhound bodies like Jeff Grub loves.
There's got to be like hound women.
Oh, of course.
What's
dude.
in that Amonkhet set, there's plenty. Plenty. Joda would love that plane.
So just bricked up.
That's where
It'd be an Ice Age in its pants, baby. Glacial.
If Joda doesn't end up on Amonkhet somehow at the end of this, I think he fucked up.
Yeah.
Well, before we get to ahead of ourselves, we should just give you a quick synopsis because I for one love to jump in the middle of series when I see a podcast about something. So in the first book, we met our hero in quotes.
We
Joda.
hate him.
Well, yeah.
My personal hero from the last book was Ragnan.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, by far the best
Big
character.
time. Absolutely. In his just typical book 1 wizard journey from Acolyte to all of his various wizard coming-of-age stories, all packed into one book.
So many. We don't have to do that again.
So it took place during the Ice Age, I guess, post-Silex Blast, as it turns out.
Yeah. The Silex was Urza created it to like blow up all the Phyrexians in the Brothers' War, and the last book we see ourselves building up. That was the Dark Age, and we're building up to the Ice Age. We are fully in the Ice Age now. Everything is icy and fucked.
Right.
The Silex has destroyed the world. Well, there's no more Phyrexians, but we're all going to freeze to death. So thanks again, worst dad in the universe. I prefer
the Phyrexians because it is now cold here and I hate it.
As I will always say, Mishra was right. He didn't want to do eugenics, so that makes him the lesser of the 2 evils.
Yep.
But yeah, so... and. If you were to read this book, you could completely skip the first book altogether because Joda's opening gambit in the second chapter is a blurry, barely remembered synopsis of everything that happens in the first book.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, well, in good good writing, you're gonna good podcasting. You talk about what you did in the first episode,
just like we're doing now.
Clumsily go through all that. But basically, all that happens in the first book is Joda learns that he's a wizard, and is traversing this kind of ravaged tertiary, and ultimately ends up at the Conclave of Mages, which he has a large hand in bringing down. One thing that the first book nailed was it really left us primed for a good story.
Coming
right up, because now we're going to take all of these people who were part of the conclave and we're going to go to the nerd school. We're going to the wizard school. It's what is it? The City of Shadows.
It's now called the City of Shadows.
Yeah,
at the time it was called
So naturally that's what we're going to do. We're going to stay with Joda for this next part of the story.
Yeah.
And so let's jump in.
Yeah.
So, what's this book called again? Wait, what was it? The Eternal Ice?
Eternal Ice.
Eternal Ice.
Yeah.
Opens with a lone soldier trudging through the snow.
Yeah, he's fresh off of some kind of ambush by goblins. Apparently goblins still running amok. Ice, snow, sun, we don't care.
Goblins.
The green skins are the best.
Yep.
And they survive everything. And they have pretty much destroyed the army that this dude was working with.
Yeah, lamenting that his bonehead commander, Martin Stromgald, sending them into some kind of ambush, and he's just trudging through the snow, really starting to feel sorry for himself, until he, in the distance, spots a cave. And thinks, oh, all right, if I'm going to live, this is what I got to do. I just got to go
Shouldn't freeze to death out here.
I'll just freeze to death in that cave.
Yeah, it's sick.
And what does he find in that cave but some charred remains and a ruby ring?
What?
Yeah.
A red ring?
A red ring. Just the one.
A gaudy red ring.
And as he's considering this ring, some otherworldly voice sort of beckons him to put the ring on.
Mm-hmm.
And it is at this point our lone soldier is revealed to be named Limdul.
Yeah, and if you know anything about the cards, Limdul isn't notoriously a soldier. Right. So it's odd, but he puts the ring on.
We don't hear much about Limdul's accolades from his time being a foot soldier.
No. A lot about him being a creepy necro dork afterwards. Yeah, hanging out in graveyards and trying to attain curvaceous goth girlfriends.
Is that what he does?
No.
Oh, I missed that. I missed that secret layer.
Yeah, that's our secret layer that they're going to put out. The Lore Horde secret layer is going to be
the one that I draw.
Sexy.
The one that I draw by myself.
Yeah, visit Ben's Hente Tumblr. And,
shh, don't tell him about that.
So he puts on the ring. He
granted some unspecified power.
Yeah, and he feels healthy again. And then we cut.
All right, so now, after that cold open, we are once again reunited with our guy, Joda.
Well, first, we get a little bit from Arkle, the Arcadian Scholar.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this the one? No, it's the next chapter he talks about summoning sickness.
Does he?
So the next chapter is titled Summoning Sickness.
I know I just finished reading this book last week.
Yeah. We remember everything vividly.
Yeah.
So this chapter is titled Summoning Sickness, which they kind of go into what summoning sickness is because, hey, it's a thing. We got to talk about it. That's the MO of these early novels. But we get Arkle talking a lot about how sick it is to be the wizard who figures out spells for the first time. Very, very amped on being like, can you imagine a world where Fireball has never been cast?
Yeah.
Can you imagine a world where Dark Ritual has never been cast?
Oh
a lot
God.
of that, of just being like, there is so much freedom here because magic's young.
Imagine a world where Force of Will was never cast.
Yeah. Joda didn't come up with that shit.
No way.
No. R.I.P. to our girl, whatever her name is from the last book, our Greyhound lady, the Blue Mage.
Seema came up with Force of Will.
Seema, that's what, yeah.
Canonically. It never says so, but that's from Seema.
Seema created Force of Will.
Well, we're probably going to be reunited with Seema now pretty shortly, right? Because
definitely.
We're carrying on we're carrying on from book 1. So
1,000%.
Joda awakens, I presume, in a room where he's going to get ready to go to
probably at Nerd Wizard School. City
something
of
like
Shadows.
that. About to go talk to Seema, but no, he seems a little hazy.
Yeah.
And looks in the mirror and just comments on how much older he looks, but can't really place why. And then there's a knock on the door, and in comes all right, name number 1. There's you can pronounce this however you want, I guess, but Cheska?
I believe
Cheska?
the last time we didn't the hypothetical last time we recorded this,
yeah.
I was calling him Chadska,
Chadska.
which I think is the right term. He is
Right.
he is the keeper here in this castle. He's a huge dude.
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, we got to go talk to the Lord of Tressorhorn. You're in Tressorhorn.
But as he's walking around, being led to what I assume is like the main hall of Tressorhorn, he encounters a few other mages who all seem to recognize him, and he kind of vaguely is familiar with them, but there's no real recognition there.
Yeah. It's like, it's like a Alzheimer's home. All these old wizards, like, I remember your face. Who are you?
That must be exactly the vibe. Yeah. And so he's escorted into this throne room.
Yeah, and the guards outside the throne room are just straight up zombies. Yeah, so
which seems maybe a little odd to Joda, but he's kind of still just groggy, still kind of waking up.
Yeah.
And so of course, nothing worse than immediately like waking up to an important phone call and having to, you know what I mean? And like immediately having to like hop on the phone and be like there and just be like immediately just being dragged into this throne room to meet with the Lord of Tressorhorn.
It's like he went to bed and woke up late for work but didn't remember he had a job.
Yeah, there you go. And he's introduced to Limdul, Lord of Tressorhorn.
Yes.
Where he is welcomed back from the dead.
Joda was dead?
Well,
This is your world. This is the result of the Brothers' War, of Urza and Mishra's destruction. The time you come from is now called the Dark, and was only a prelude to the modern age, an age when the ice rules the landscape. You are from the Giva province. Giva has been under the ice for centuries. The bastions of civilizations are few and far between in these times. This is one of them, built on an ancient monastery. The city-states of your time have become a handful of decadent metropolises, Krav and Keld among the worst. To the north, the townsmen have returned to their savagery, their barbarianism. They battle each other and then raid into my lands for what little they can steal. To the far south, the elves worship weak, false gods. The church is dead. The conclave is dead. The city of shadows is dead.
Everything's dead? Everyone's dead?
Indeed. And yet you are here, back from the dead.
I'm dead? Like those weird zombie dudes at the doorway? They're also dead, and I'm also dead?
so a lot of info dumped on Joda here first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
He's dead.
He was.
He's been resurrected by Limdul,
yes,
who is now a powerful necromancer, no longer a foot soldier from the beginning of the book. But resurrected isn't quite right.
No, he's been summoned.
Yeah, he's like a summoning. So he's almost like a copy, as it's explained to him, of his previous powerful self. From what, 1,000 years ago?
2,000
years ago. Oh,
yeah. So 2,000 years. Who knows how much time elapsed between Joda dying after the last book? But since then, it's been 2,000 years.
So anyway, it turns out, well, maybe we've been alluding to a little bit. We're not going to wizard school in this book.
Oh no! And
Seema, this time jump is 2,000 years in the future. Seema is long dead.
Yeah, she did not take a bath in the algae-covered fountain of youth. So,
no.
Unfortunately, time to find a new body of a Greyhound girlfriend.
Oh, we'll get there. She's coming. Don't worry.
He's gonna try a different flavor this time. Different flavor of magic.
Correct. And so the difference that is outlined for Joda here is interesting. He's like a summoning. He's not resurrected. He can be dispelled at any moment, but he has been brought here by Limdul to help him with something.
Yes.
And even demonstrates this, like, oh, look, I'll just dispel one of these peons just so you see how serious I am. And he does it, and he's kind of trying to scare Joda. And it works.
It really does.
Joda's really freaked out. He feels trapped.
2,000 years and infinite power and still the most gullible man in the entire multiverse.
Right, yeah. Well, he's tired, man. He's tired and groggy.
He sees a potential new father figure.
If you're going to get one by me, it's going to be in the morning.
Especially when I'm late for work. Oh, yeah. Whatever you say. I got shit to do.
Whatever you say.
Yeah.
That is actually funny. Yeah, he's going to agree because this is a potential father figure for Joda.
Of course.
This old, who I imagine in my mind's eye just like crone.
Yeah.
Of Limdul. But no. He's
the picture of Limdul on his card, he has like Wayne Static X hair, which I think is pretty tight.
Really?
He does, yeah.
That's so fucking sick.
I'll show you afterwards. But
I'm
it's
so
like
jealous,
he's got
man.
like the fucking tube all the way up there, the anime hair. So
we both have our hair like that right now. For recording. But that's for
just for recording.
It was actually funny. I did it, and then Matty showed up, and he was like, he had it like that too, and we are like, oh my god,
righteous!
Wow. But so
that is the official haircut of the Lore Whores fandom. So if you like this podcast, you have to go get that haircut right now.
Go get Wayne Static hair.
Jot, you push it.
So he it works. Joda is effectively convinced to be kind of pressed into service for Limdul, and what does Limdul have him do? Organize his library to start? He's like, I got some tidying up to do, and I just do not have time.
Yeah.
So I summoned an archmage from 2,000 years ago to do it for me.
Yeah, I heard you keep a tidy duodecimal system. So
yeah. So Joda's like, yeah, I guess, yeah, I gotcha. He's instructed to specifically look for information about planeswalkers, though.
Yeah.
In going through Limdul's library and all this.
Yeah, Limdul's like, I'm not going to tell you exactly how I need your help, but if while you're down there moving shit around, you find some stuff on planeswalkers, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, right, because it starts... Originally, he's just like, look, I have you. I've also summoned a bunch of, like, your underlings who, like, may or may not recognize you. If you're wondering why your memory's hazy, it's because you're not actually you. You're just a summoning. And you guys need to organize my library. And if you find information on planeswalkers, hit me with that.
That's sick.
But otherwise, I'll be doing some pretty important stuff in here, so just stay out of my way. Don't bother me. And that carries on for a little bit, like a couple weeks or whatever. He gets right to work. One thing I did want to note that I thought was really cool was interesting to me about this book and about Ice Age specifically as a set is the alluding to these bigger powers, these bigger planeswalkers on the plane. So just like it's cool because like in the cards, these innocuous cards, the Curse of Merit Lage, even though Merit Lage technically not a planeswalker, but like these and alluding to Leshrac and Freyalise and like all these like planeswalkers that are supposed to be on this plane, just like the cards would even before they were planeswalkers, before they had a card type, before they got a card. They
didn't
similar.
They wouldn't get like creature cards, right? Because in this world, but in the I forget, there's some kind of cataclysm that like knocks planeswalkers down a notch as far as power.
Oh.
Like way later when they want to start making planeswalker cards for the game.
Oh, yeah.
But in this era, these are like the titans, the big ones. Commander Goof, who just got a card, but like Freyalise, Tevishzat, all the big boys, and they are godly dudes, as we mentioned.
They are to wizards as wizards are to regular people.
Correct.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
So it makes for some pretty interesting Easter eggs, especially if you like, if you're reading the book when this came out, you don't know about like Dark Depths, you don't know about all this stuff. So it's really cool.
Or if you're like a filthy elf lover who has heard of Freyalise,
right?
Yeah,
you would if you're a filthy elf lover, you've definitely heard of her at this point.
Yeah, we're looking at you.
She's just
Mayo.
a concept to you. Yeah, we're looking at you, Mayo. And so one day, Joda kind of sees a massive winged creature land on
just sees
one
like
of the battlements outside.
Looks out his tiny little library window.
Yeah, and it's like, all right,
I used to be somebody.
yeah, probably reflecting on something. And it's like, well, I'm gonna go check this out. And walks up there and getting off of what? So what were the birds that they flew?
I forget.
Called?
It hardly matters. Giant, massive winged monster.
It's a big bird, okay?
Yeah.
It's a big fucking bird. And off it gets a kind of I'd imagine kind of pale looking humanoid in armor, and we find out that this is none other than Limdul's old commander, who led his unit into the trap that, well, honestly, he should thank him, because it's the one that led him to the ring and led him to all his power and all that stuff. But he still has a bit of a nut against his old commander, Martin Stromgald.
Yeah, so
he summoned him from the past and pressed him into service.
Yeah, welcome back, buddy.
Welcome
Get
back.
to work.
Yeah, you are my thrall now. And they have an interesting conversation. Martin ominously kind of alludes to, like, just because Limdul seems like he's in charge here doesn't mean that there isn't some greater power pulling his strings too, huh? Wink, wink.
Wink, wink. And
you're
you're researching planeswalkers?
Specifically
Weird.
how to kill them?
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm the most all-powerful being, but if you, in your travels, come about, a book that's just like how to get out from under a deal with a planeswalker...
Yeah. I'm grounded. How do I get out of my house?
Tips for being in an abusive relationship with your planeswalker overlord.
Yeah.
I'd be interested in that.
Yeah.
But, and that's...
and then bye, Martin.
Yeah, by Martin, probably, I think, forever. So, in his research, he's figuring out all this stuff about planeswalkers rumored to be on Terrasair.
Yeah.
Terrasair, yeah.
And because Jeff Grub's on a time limit and only has so many pages and so much time to do it, the mystery of who this planeswalker does not stay hidden for very long.
No, not really. It's really just like, he learns about Tevesh Zat, which is...
Yeah. He's like a Hente dude, if the cards are to be believed. He's got like snake legs.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I just know that I'd always lose in Dual Commander to him.
He's
him and his partner Malcolm or whatever.
Yeah, that was a wild... Also, that was when Coyle was cheating and...
What?
Yeah.
Breaking?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
There were some rules about how partner commanders worked in Duel. They changed the rules so that you could only cast one or the other. You weren't
I
allowed
see.
to cast both. So... Regardless.
Wow, the losses I suffered.
Yeah, dude, Coyle, filthy cheater, that guy.
Unbelievable. This is staying in.
Yeah.
This is definitely.
I will love to slander all my friends on this podcast.
Yeah, we already got Mayo. We got Cole. All right, I'm gonna make a list coming for the rest of you.
Yeah, Meatballs, you're next. So we meet. The reveal happens because we go to a one-on-one between Leshrac, who is the planeswalker in question, and Limdor.
Well, all right. Well, what happens, as I recall, is Joda finds some like new information. Is like, oh, I'm gonna bring this to Limdul immediately, and makes his way to the throne room and hears actually no, he presents the information to him, and then Limdul all the while is like, all right, great, good, you should go though.
Yeah, beat it.
Yeah, beat it. I've got some shit going on like right now.
Yeah.
And Joda's like, all right, cool, I'm going to leave. And doesn't actually leave.
What a
And
clever
just
boy.
Such a clever archmage move.
Yeah.
Did like the little like...
All right,
yeah,
see you later.
all right, yeah. And then, but
going?
stays. And then sort of din falls over the room, and the fire roars. And we hear an otherworldly voice speak.
Leshrac, my liege, hear my cries. Leshrac, my liege, accept my sacrifice. Leshrac, my liege, judge me worthy. Leshrac, my liege, grant me the power that I am due.
Ha 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 ha. I am here. Now, stop saying my name, you fool. What has my pet discovered?
Had I but known of your visit earlier, I would have made a formal presentation. I have been working day and night to grant you what you desire.
That's funny. I have been working day and night to justify why I've let you stay alive this long. Now, tell me if the mage has he uncovered the tome we seek?
Even in the best situations, the Archmage would be hard to handle. He has adjusted to his situation very well, and we have already made some advancements.
And yet, I am still stuck on this plane. Find the answers we seek, or I will destroy you, and find another, more worthy of my gifts.
I believe...
Silence, you little piggy. Perhaps your current form is holding you back. Here, behold my greatest gift to you yet. Huzzah! Ha 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 ha. You look absolutely ridiculous now. OMG, I'm dead. Those horns are way too big for your puny human head. Ha 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 ha, okay, I'm gonna head out. We will speak more on this very soon.
Leshrac.
Yeah, Leshrac.
Leshrac.
He's here. He's mad. He wants.
He seems perpetually mad, though. He seems like He seems like one of those guys who's just like never happy.
Oh, he's a dick. He's the dad that like you go over your buddy's house and he's like, you guys have to go before my dad gets home from work.
Or he's gonna press you into doing yard work with me. Yeah. We've all had that friend.
Yeah.
That was like, wait,
yeah.
your dad thinks that we're just free labor.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
My dad's
never
gonna
coming
watch
over here
TV
again.
while we're outside raking leaves.
All right. Well, it was nice knowing you.
And in this case, the raking leaves is giving Limdul an insanely oversized, painful pair of goat horns.
I love this. I love this detail. I love that he's like, all right, you're going to be at the head of my undead army. I'm going to grant you these powers of necromancy and stuff, more than even your ring. But I need you to look the part a little bit more. Besides the Wayne static hair.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you these really scary horns. And it's kind of described as they're just like too big and they like weigh his head down. It reminds me of this one like Jonan Vasquez short comic that was like in the back of one of like the Giant of the Homicidal Maniac of like a vampire who like wants like eternal beauty and be bitten by a vampire and he does and his head just gets really big.
That rules.
And his,
I remember that
and his
vaguely.
fangs get so big that he can't even walk and he just looks like a fucking idiot.
I'm very familiar with Mr. Vasquez.
I
I was also a painfully nerdy goth child.
Yeah.
It also reminds me of, I've been thinking about this a lot because I've been on a huge vampire kick because we were just talking about this, but when I was 12 and just at my most unfuckable, not that was like
oh,
thing
really? I was a
a
super fuckable 12-year-old, yeah.
yeah, heard that about you. But I remember like praying to be a vampire. Like being like, I know it's not real, but like at night, like trying to send the vampire to stop messages to turn me into a vampire.
Yeah.
If I had become a vampire then, Ben, I would have been a pudgy 12-year-old boy with wireframe glasses and a flat top haircut for the rest of my life.
So good. It is that interview with the vampire thing where it's like you don't want to get stuck that way.
No! Claudia thought she had it bad. Fuck.
Yeah. She'd see you and be repulsed even
She'd be
by
like,
you.
oh, buddy, I'm fine.
I'm good.
But Leshrac is trying to get out. Like, this ice plane, he's stuck on it for some reason. That's the task.
So that's like the big goal he lines up. He's just like, so is it almost the same as Marisil's, like how he was trying to time things out with that calendar where like it was when this other plane kind of came into orbit close enough that they could almost jump. Yes. It's kind of the same idea, and Leshrac's like, okay, Limdul, somehow you're going to raise a bunch of dead, and that's going to be just the thing I need to help us get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, because the blasting of the Silex has locked all the planeswalkers
right.
on this. They're not walking any planes. They're stuck here.
They're all stuck here.
Yeah.
They're just in the books. And unfortunately, Joda has yet to find the book that's, how to get out of my deal with Leshrac, so...
Yeah.
So
him and his
stuck
giant
with his goat horns.
Giant goat horns.
And then after this interaction, too, doesn't Joda just come right out and it's like, hey, I heard all that.
Yeah. Hey, those look like they hurt.
One last cool thing of this book intersecting with like the cards and the card art specifically that I love from Ice Age is Ice Age Dark Ritual is Limdul seemingly fresh off of this interaction with Leshrac.
Yeah. If you don't know the lore, it looks like he has like the Tim the Enchanter from Monty Python.
Oh my god! Yes.
But no, those are attached to his fucking head.
It's so
Thanks,
good.
Leshrac.
But yeah, second best Dark Ritual art. It's really cool.
Yeah.
So
I have a white
look it
border
up.
one because it's just hideous. It rules.
Really?
Yeah, it's from like
you erased the border or something?
No, it's from like some bio promo or something.
Yeah.
And it has a white border. It's disgusting, and I love it.
So anyway, Joda's bid to continue on with this task though of just organizing Limdul's library, and like we mentioned, he's being helped by a lot of these acolytes, all of which we're kind of told are just summons of Limdul.
And some of them, like, straight up call him Archmage. I think that's the
Right.
first time he starts, like, earlier.
They'll have slip-ups or something.
Yeah.
Or, like, they'll be like, I don't know why I called you that. And Joda's like, well, me neither, but for some reason,
It feels so right.
it feels right. Maybe I should be the Archmage.
Yeah. Maybe
Why am I
am
so
better than
tired?
you.
I'm so tired all the time.
Oh, I'm so sick of being summoned.
So he's eventually notices, though, that one of these acolytes keeps mugging him.
Mm-hmm.
He just keeps staring at him. And every time he looks up, that one, he's like, all right, they usually keep their, like, the eyes on their work and stuff. This one's acting weird. This one doesn't have the same, like, blank features, like, that the rest
No,
of
she definitely either... This person knows me.
Yeah.
Or is very interested in what
Yeah,
I'm doing.
and just keeps observing. And to the point where Joda's like, all right, I'm going to see what they've been working on. And it's just like nonsense and it's like scribbles and stuff. It's like fake work, right?
Yeah.
And so finally, Joda's like, all right, I'm going to confront this. You know, I'm going to figure out, this must be a test from Limdul or something. And, well, no, it's not.
Nah, buddy.
Enter Jaya Ballard.
Yes.
And she whips off her, acolyte hood.
Yeah.
Reveals this big mane of red hair.
Whoa.
Right?
You think she's a red maid?
She has red hair.
She has red clothes for sure.
Already?
Yeah, under there.
Red, under that.
Yeah,
under
yeah.
the, what I assume are brown,
The
gray.
carpet does
mages.
match the curtains.
Oh. Match the curtain. And then, so I forget, does Joda know who this is at all?
No.
No. So it makes plenty of sense then for them to then kiss each other.
Kiss immediately.
Like it's some big romantic reunion.
Yeah.
Joda's confused, but I think rolls with it because, he's cool.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
Joda's super cool.
if a hot redhead just kisses me while I don't know who I am, I'm going with
If
it.
yeah, that's the rules too. It's
Fake
not,
error in my favor.
not cheating if you don't know who you are. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And so, but she has some pretty interesting information for Joda, though, which is that he's not, in fact, a summon of Limdul.
Nah.
He's not dead at all, actually.
Nope.
He's alive. He's
just your beloved immortal archmage.
He's just been tricked once again
Yeah.
by some evil archmage to do his bidding.
One more dad figure.
Doesn't matter. 2,000 years later,
Still being
archmage or
duped.
whatever, still being duped the exact same way, or almost the exact same way. We'll
Yeah.
come to find out. Yeah. So naturally, Jai's like, so we're just gonna get you out of here.
Yeah.
Because I know you've noticed people are calling you archmage. You are in fact an archmage. You've got archmage shit to do.
Yeah, yeah. And she's like, you might have noticed some yellow flowers in your room.
Oh, right. That he does. So yeah, that's right. In Joda's room, he always notes that there's these yellow flowers that seem to be replaced daily
Yeah.
in his room, and he's like, well, those are unremarkable.
Yeah.
But as it turns out, they're poison, and
Yeah.
the pollen is meant to dull your senses.
Yeah,
and
he's got
Jaya knows this for some reason.
Well, she's a task mage and she's very smart. We'll find
right.
out. And
Yeah,
is the
very-
most useful character.
Resourceful,
yes.
useful, fleshed out character.
Yeah, but basically Joda's been on the Heron. They straight
Yeah.
up have been dosing him with heroin to keep him
Pretty much
confused.
keep them confused and dull, and it's worked so far.
Yep.
And so, for those of you following along with your full Ice Age sets at home, Findhorn Pollen would probably be the card
Yeah, I think so.
that represents those flowers.
And
The artwork on the card makes it look like it's a pleasant thing, but it does grant -1/-0. So.
I mean, most people that are actively on heroin look like they're having a great
That's
time.
true, but they do have -X.
For sure,
whatever.
yeah.
And of note too, some of my favorite artwork in all of Magic are the Ice Age Pyroblast.
Oh,
and
gorgeous, dude.
yeah, and on Pyroblast you can find Jaya in all of her glory.
There she is.
Yeah, just counter and blue
With
spells.
the oddly Asian dragon shooting fire behind her.
Oddly. But yeah, Seema would have had a problem with this one. That's for sure.
Oh, she would lose this duel.
Oh, 100%.
1,000%.
And
'Cause-
yeah.
And during this, they start doing their escape. And during this, it's kind of alluded that Jaya isn't like a full mage.
Yeah.
She knows some tricks, is what
knows
she keeps
tricks.
saying.
Knows some tricks. Knows Pyroblast and Pyroclasm and probably things like
A
that.
couple things, and she's a bit thiefy. She's kind of got like an Indianapolis Jones thing going on.
Yeah, like this roguish is great. Again, well, you're just going to see a time. I'd recommend reading this book specifically for the reason that it's actually Jai is really great.
Jai is sick, and the best. The book on tape I listened to, the fan made one. The dude's South American, so he calls her Yaya the whole time.
Oh yeah.
And I can't not see it like that from now on.
Yaya.
Yeah. So they go to try to escape. Chadska shows up.
Chadska.
And he's like, "Yo, you guys can't go anywhere." And they're like, "Fight me, you testicle."
And they do. And is this the one where Cheska like loses an arm, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because was Joda summon a sword of light? Or
Yeah.
Is that yeah.
Yeah.
So Joda's starting to remember some tricks.
Yeah, he's like, "What did the best character from the last book do? Summon god swords? I'll summon a god sword."
I guess that was
Yeah.
2,000 years ago, but as I recall, I used to be able to do this.
Yeah,
and
I was a white mage at my roots.
Yeah,
So
it seems to work.
Yeah.
And they make it out, and they make it to a cave. Not just a cave, by the way. We find out they make it to one of those safe havens.
yeah.
Which, by the way, miss one of two from the previous episode. There is just a card safe haven.
Yeah.
That
Sorry,
just wasn't
everybody.
where I was looking, I guess. So.
We didn't know we needed the entire set pulled up while we were reading.
Oh, well, even as I would try to look through it, I'm just shocked that I missed both that and
The next one.
yeah, the literal mirror card. Anyhow, they escape. They make it to a safe haven.
Mm-hmm.
They're kicking it, and it isn't long before Leshrak's minions do track them down, though.
And like literally the card Leshrak's minions. Like
It must
minion
be
of
it,
Leshrak.
yeah.
It's like a weird demon.
Yeah, minion of Leshrak, which is a
Bad demon.
pretty badass creature.
That's so
actually.
sick. Oh, I love this Keeper of Tresor.
So Keeper of Tressorhorn, the card, that's Chaska in the artwork.
Yes.
Yeah. So I had a couple of these images ready to go, but minion of Leshrak handled
Oh,
pretty easily though.
they
by
bundle
Joda
him.
with what path tags, like some white
Yeah.
some easy white cantrip, seemingly comes from the dark corner of Joda's mind
Oh.
palace.
The Mind Palace.
And he's starting to think, oh, I remember when I could access these rooms without issue, but there's a darkness back here.
What's up?
What could it possibly be?
Yeah. A drug-addled mind.
He just can't handle this. Not in his current state.
No.
He's just got too much going on.
He faints with a manly,
Yeah, very much so. And, well, he starts kind of going mad, and Jaya needs to handle him.
yep.
And just knock him
Little
out.
bonk
with a
on the nog.
Little bonk on the noggin. And he goes unconscious, and, well, unfortunately, like they never really show you in the movies or whatever, if you bonk somebody on the head to get them to just shut up for a little bit, sometimes they don't go, cleanly go unconscious, they'll stay unconscious, and then Jaya starts to get kind of worried.
Oh boy.
Which prompts her to reach out to a higher power.
Yeah, she sends out a call. She does a little ritual. She pulls out a gem.
pendant
Yeah, she has a
of
little
some
charm.
kind.
Because she is the task maid. She is an adventurer and like a D&D adventurer in every way that Joda is not. Like,
Yeah.
she's got trinkets that help her out. Like, she is a D&D
Items,
character for sure.
spells.
And so she summons the queen of the elves herself, the planeswalker Freyalise.
Planeswalker, Freyalise. And Freyalise is tricky.
Yes.
Freyalise doesn't like to just do straight up bargains, or definitely not favors.
No.
It's always a monkey's paw wish
Of
with Freyalise.
course.
As we come to find
Yeah,
out.
I mean, we're seeing that as a trend with these planeswalkers, and we know it's a trend with elves, Mayo. So
asshole.
Freyalise is terrible. Like, Jeff Grub really conveys how terribly powerful
Oh, yeah.
Freyalise is.
And I love the description of her, what, she looks like she's like a porcelain like statue
Yeah.
or something like. Yeah, it doesn't actually look like she's
unearthly.
made out. Yeah, unearthly being, much like Leshrak, and I'm
Yep.
sure the others are. All right, and so I'm gonna try to break this down as accurately as I can. But Freyalise explains that Joda actually loses his mind every few hundred years.
Yes.
Because to have eternal life and also be the all-powerful, all-knowing archmage.
And also just being a regular person and not a planeswalker.
Yes, and it's just a lot to bear emotionally.
Yeah.
Losses, all this different stuff. And so Joda decides every few hundred years he needs to just kind of burn away that part of him, and make him more of a emotionless kind of.
It's 1999. He's got like 256K RAM. And you got to disk defrag and disk cleanup sometimes to keep everything moving.
You know, that's fuck my analogy. Not that it was an analogy, but my explanation. That's just it.
Yeah,
he's got to clean up space.
Hard reset, dude.
And he can't just be doing away with all these spells. He can't be doing away with any of this organizational skills he has and all these things. So he's got to do with the not important stuff, the emotions and shit.
Yeah.
The feelings.
He keeps his library sciences because that keeps him in good graces.
He doesn't need any of these feelings.
Despicable dad figures across.
And we'll see by his actions, he definitely seems like someone who isn't feeling a lot.
Yeah, first book too. So.
Isn't very emotionally intelligent, we'll say.
Cold-blooded.
But he goes about this sort of ritual. With the aid of the mirror from the first book, because he can use that to kind of go into his mind palace and find some crawl space somewhere and just kind of stuff in all of his emotional baggage into this closet and shut the door.
Fortunately.
And that's kind of what he's been up to.
He doesn't have that mirror right now.
No, he doesn't. There's been not a single mention of any kind of magic mirror. The prime MacGuffin from the first book.
Yeah.
And so he can't go about this ritual. And so he will likely just go insane.
Yeah, Fraley's is like, I can get the drugs out of him, but he's going to lose his absolute shit. And that's probably not good for anybody.
Yeah, exactly. So what happens is Jaya's like, okay, that's a great story. So anyway, he's like poisoned by this pollen and all this stuff, though. He'll probably die. Mm-hmm. Can you extract the pollen? She's like, yeah. You just have to agree on his behalf that he's going to do me a favor when he's better.
Which, like, I mean, that's not holding up in the tertiary court of law. Like, if Joda wanted to press it, that's not.
Well, no, of course
that can't be legally binding.
So,
they're not married.
Well, also, anything signed under duress isn't legally binding either. So, like,
signed while being cast duress upon.
Well, that's what that means.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's yeah. What else could that mean? And so Freya Lisa's like, yeah, you got it, and then turns to the camera and does a big wink.
Yeah.
Because, as it turns out, I'll remove the toxins from Jonah's body, but he's still going to go crazy because of what I just told you about. So you got to find his mirror, probably.
Yeah.
And then when, again...
Also, the favor that is promised is open-ended.
Oh, it's whatever I want.
It's just like, in the future, he owes me one.
He owes me one.
And Giles like, yeah, he definitely wants to be alive. He can owe you one.
He's like, cool, so whenever I need it, I'll just track you down, because I can do that, because I'm a planeswalker. But anyway, you agreed to it. Don't forget, I removed the toxin from his body like you asked. He's still fucked. And you're on your own.
Also, this is a teleport chamber, just so you know.
Oh, by the way, idiot, this is a safe haven, so you basically just ran into a cave. Of course they're going to find you, so let me just teleport you somewhere else. And that's what they do. But so luckily, omniscient Freyalise knows where the mirror is.
She's keeping tabs on it a little bit.
Well, because she knows that, I guess Joda's going to need it.
Yeah.
She'll need it eventually.
Yeah.
Very ominous stuff here. And she uses the safe haven to get them closer to the Royal Academy of Magic in Krov. And so it's being held in the highest tower there. And Jaya, you're going to need to use your wiles, your wiles and your thief skills to kind of retrieve this, get it back to Joda. Joda can do his ritual, at which point he'll be fit to continue to be an archmage and help me out.
Yeah.
And so seeing no other path forward, Jaya's like, yeah, cool, we'll do that.
Heard.
And interestingly, she, I think, is able to really easily kind of infiltrate this place because all of the wards are like magic based.
Yeah, and she's like, I'm not using magic.
And she's just like, I'm using, I'm using
those 5 levels of rogue, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm just climbing up, I'm scaling the side of the building.
Picked a lock.
Picking through a window. And, yeah. And so she makes pretty easy work of kind of sneaking into this place. And sneaks into a meeting, right, between Gusta and Gerda are their names.
Yeah.
Now...
Badass wizard cousins.
It wasn't very clear in the book, but this would be the equivalent of like a wizard Zoom meeting, right? Where one of them is there physically and one of them's like incorporeal.
Using another mirror, presumably
Right.
not the mirror. They're having their teams meeting has just begun.
So Gerda is there physically.
Mm-hmm.
Gusta is there in some incorporeal way because, as it turns out, Gusta is Joda's second in command.
Yeah. She's been running the school of nerds in his absence.
Yeah, which is what she wanted, as it turns out.
Apparently,
it's what they both wanted.
What this whole thing was about.
Oh yeah. So it is revealed, fortunately for Jaya.
Yeah. There's
in
just
the timing that she walks in right as they're just like, anyway, just to end this call, let's speak out loud again what our secret plan is.
Was secret plan has been accomplished.
Well, secret plan, yeah. So let's just talk about it and go through it point
for
by
absolutely
point.
no reason. We'll
Just
do
to-
exposition about what our evil plan was.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, so, and Jaya, luckily enough, is there to hear it.
Yeah, because she's
And-
great at thieving.
As it turns out, Gusta, when Joda was undergoing his little emotional ritual,
Yeah.
kidnapped him, delivered him to Limdul, and
Stole his mirror.
stole his mirror, gave it to Gerda, who
Yeah.
is her cousin, who is the one who is physically at this
Correct.
place in Krav.
Yeah.
All right, turns out, okay, it was correct. The mirror is here.
It is
It
here.
was a gift for Gerda, apparently, is what she got out of it. And what
Yeah.
Gusta gets out of it is she gets to be Archmage now,
She's the Archmage.
which is all she ever wanted.
Archmage, interim Archmage of the School of Dorks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so for those of you, again, following along with your magic cards, Magus of the Unseen. You can find Gusta in the artwork, and Hydroblast. There's Gerda,
Yeah.
just on the other side of things.
And Hydroblast is gorgeous, and
Super
Magus
cool.
of the Unseen rules, dude.
Does it?
No, it's a bad card, but
I was like about to read it,
Like,
and then I saw
no.
all that text. I was like, I'm not reading a
No.
card
All
from
these
Ice
cards
Age
are
with all that text.
If you've never heard of a card as we talk, it's a bad card.
Yeah, that's actually true.
Yeah. But the Magus of the Unseen, the art rules. Like, I got the hots for Gusta, for sure. Evil lady, kind of a babe. She's got some slutty little shoulder action going on. Yeah, she's holding globes for some reason.
your slutty little shoulder.
Look at that slutty little shoulder out there. She's like, I'm
Oh,
the queen
man.
bitch now.
She's got that. She's got an owl familiar.
Yeah.
Not in the card, but in the next room, apparently.
Yeah.
There's just this owl familiar that Jaya very easily tricks into just being like, oh, this is a room full of trinkets and junk, including yourself, apparently.
Yeah.
And you should... Baleful Strix, basically, before Baleful Strix was printed.
Yeah.
This is the artifact owl. Go find me a magic mirror in this room.
It's definitely got the, is that Clash of the Titans that has the mechanical
Right.
owl?
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
It's
really
got that
cute
vibe for
good
sure.
time, yeah. So that was easy.
Yeah, so she gets the mirror, no problem.
Gets to be able to escape, bypassing all the magical protections.
Yeah. Doesn't
And,
cast one spell.
Doesn't cast a single spell. This is that's why you play rogues. Sometimes.
Yeah.
So and this is
I'm not waiting until I get Fireball at 5th level. I wouldn't be able to rob everybody now.
The DM of this story that spent so long crafting this whole castle and all the magical puzzles and stuff is so pissed at.
I have
their
been this
rogue
DM
player.
and I have
So
been
have
this
I.
rogue player. So.
I encourage it.
Yeah.
But
No,
I'm
I
just
love
like,
it.
I
It's-
put all this work in and you guys just snuck through a window.
Here's a little
All right.
side note. DM tip. You have to let it go. You have to let it all go.
No, you should be like, no!
All your precious prep means nothing.
It doesn't work. The character guy I came up with is just there now.
No,
he
you
caught
just,
you.
You just take the dungeon
Forget
and you
it.
trick them into going later. It's the easiest thing to do. You'll get them there. Just don't force it on them. Make them think it's their idea.
Yes. Make them think it's their idea.
But yeah, so she cuts out a whole part of the story where she has to interact and then fight her way to the top and just
Yeah.
is like, well, I thiefed my way in.
She left all that XP on the table, but she got it done.
Yeah.
So she still has to get out of the city. And this is where she relies on her Skyrider friend,
Who just happens to be there.
who happens to be hanging out, Belinda. She goes in her office all and just like... I think Belinda's basically... Skyriders are kind of like cops, right? A little bit.
Yeah, they're, I think so.
Horse cops.
Talented. Yeah, horse. Yeah, bird
And
cops.
Jaya's kind of, a bit of a criminal.
Yeah.
Joda likes
And
him bad, as we've
Yeah,
as
she's
we've
escaping and
established.
she's like, yo, is that my best friend?
Yeah.
Is that the cop I know?
And the cop's just like, oh, God. But, okay, fine, I'll help you because I owe you favors or whatever. And Jaya's like, yeah, just fly me out of the city. They're going to be looking for me. I'm pretty easy to spot, so...
Yeah, I left Joda at a barbarian camp. So
Right. Okay, so apparently when she left on this mission, they just like
just drop him off.
fast travel to a nearby like barbarian camp.
Yeah. It's Lavisa Cold Eyes. It's actually her son that they talk to in this small camp, and it's the Kildoran barbarians, basically.
It turned out to be a pretty prominent barbarian,
prince.
Even if that's not the right word, but just like faction, community in this world, or at least in this region. And I think they skipped over the part where they explain like, hey, this guy's all fucked up and he's also really powerful. And anyway, if you could just let him use one of your tents for a little bit while I go on this mission to get a magic trinket, we'll come back and
I gotta go rob some wizards.
Make it up
watch
to
this
you.
unconscious boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Belinda just drops Jaya off at the barbarian camp, and then she directly flies to Limdul.
Okay, so this part was insane. So the Belinda, the horse
who
cop,
just happened to be around
that's her friend,
to give Jaya a ride.
Yeah, drops Jaya off where Joda is, and then we actually then stay with Belinda for a minute as she hops back on her bird, flies immediately to Tressorhorn to Limdul, and there we are revealed that she's actually aligned with the necromancer and aligned with General Stromgald, or the zombie
Yeah, she still has loyalty
well.
to Stromgald, who's like a legendary
Is
general.
that what it is, right?
Yes.
And then
Limdul's like, okay, whatever, and then kills her?
yeah, and then it's like, cool, thanks for the information, and this kills her. And that none of that ever it's enough. The loose ends are obviously forgivable.
Yeah.
As we talked about kind of at length at the beginning of the first episode of this, like we're critical of these books, but we also understand.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And also, it's not her last appearance, right? Like,
Hell no.
Limdul's not a fan of letting bodies lie around do nothing.
No, that's wasteful.
Yeah.
We're talking about a necromancer here.
But before he can do that, Leshrac shows up.
Leshrac shows up and just berates him again, basically.
Yeah. And Limdul's like holding his lower back because his goat horns are so huge.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, my neck.
Fucked.
Yeah.
And so Leshrac's finally just like, okay, I'll finish your transformation.
Yeah. Here's some goat legs.
Here's some. Yeah. Now you have the legs that bounce, that like bend the other way.
Perfect.
So now you got to relearn how to walk.
And I do like your notes here, Ben. Is you write transformation into a goat demon or something.
Or something.
Yeah.
I think that's a quote from the book.
Yeah. Yeah, so Belinda goes and gets herself dead by being a narc, and then Leshrac comes and is like, why am I not free of this plane yet? Here's your goat body, you whiny.
How many more goat parts do I have to give you before you get me off of this plane?
Yeah.
I know how this works. I'm a planeswalker.
Yeah. So, but meanwhile, Joda is using this mirror to restore his sanity in a tent in the middle of the plains.
Yep.
And
so that's what it is. So meanwhile, he's just takes the mirror and is like, oh, finally, and just like starts
all these
his
emotions,
ritual, and just starts offloading his feelings.
Yeah.
And now he's thinking clearly, and he's like, all right, here's what we can do. I'm looking around, I'm seeing some strong forces and whatnot here. I'm gonna try to rally these barbarians.
Yeah, there's two factions. There's Krav, where
the capital
King,
yeah.
The king. I don't remember. He's later
Darien?
in your notes. Darien,
yeah.
King Darien.
We'll meet him soon.
And the Kildoran barbarians have been at war for a while, but the Ice Age
tale as old as time
is forcing them to join forces because there's undead dudes everywhere.
It's quite literally, yeah. It's just like it's Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, we're all not zombies though, right? So we should team up.
Us versus the
Hell
cold
no.
zombies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I'm not going to say anything, but
I'll say
Game
it.
of Thrones came out in 1996.
That's what
Jeff
I will.
Grub.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Wait. Oh,
You didn't know that?
It came out before this.
Yeah. The book came out before this.
But was that arc written yet? Because that's like later in the series and stuff. Is it possible that a young, and by young I mean 50, 60-year-old George R.
Writing
Martin
his first successful book after 30 years of writing.
Found a copy of the Ice Age novels.
He's like, this is a great idea.
You know what? There's some good stuff in here.
Hey, Jeff Grub, maybe you should write a fake ending for Game of Thrones so
I
want to
read
get it wrapped up.
Jeff Grubb's Winds of Winter. Or Dance of whatever the last one. Winds of Winter, right? Is that the one that we're waiting on?
I don't know.
I forgot. Well, I never read them either, but like...
I mean, I don't need to read any more. Also, I would like to thank Jeff Grub for... The only food he includes is the silly wizard fight, as opposed to George R. Martin's, like, frankly pornographic writing about people eating.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, have you not read all those books?
No, I never read any of them.
There is a blatant sexuality to every scene where people are eating.
It's like that Studio Ghibli, like the way they draw food. He writes it. Yeah.
It's like talking about like
worshipping food.
The mutton grease from soiled fingers. It's
You're not making me want to read
dude.
these books.
Yeah,
man.
no. Honestly, he's a hack. The first 3 are great, and then they get really bad as soon as the pressure's put on him.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's enough about you. That's a different podcast where we just I shit on George R. R. Martin forever.
Yeah, it's the one that he records alone in his car.
Yeah, just mostly me yelling in traffic
every morning.
Yeah. But so that's his plan. Now Sociopath Joda is like, we gotta get the team back together.
In order to do that, they gotta go to Krav and meet with, those in charge there, whom I'm guessing Joda's like, in his clarity now, is like, I can just waltz in there, though. I'm the Archmage. I'm like the most important, all-powerful being. He gets so cocky, like, overnight. Like,
yeah, and he also knows that, like, what's-her-nuts stole his mirror, right? Like, had the mirror.
That information
from Jaya.
is relayed, yeah.
So he's like, I'm gonna just go to the Wizard Academy of Krav, and I'm gonna just
gonna show up
and be like, yo, I'm the Archmage. Help me.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna call you out on it immediately.
And by doing that, he immediately snitches on Jaya for stealing the mirror.
This is crazy. This is what I mean whenever I allude to, like, Joda's, like, an unfeeling, like, just, like, sociopath and not a good character.
Oh,
it's like, he doesn't relay this plan to Jaya beforehand. There's no reason he couldn't. Jaya is so, like, roguish and all this stuff.
And capable.
Could totally have just played along and helped out, but instead... Joda's like, I made this plan in my head. I don't have to tell the other people that it affects about it, though. I'm the Archmage. Because I'm the Archmage and I'm the center of all of this.
I know what I'm doing.
So we're going to go in. We're going to be greeted by, like, the king and his underlings and all that stuff.
Yep.
And I'm immediately going to say, oh, hey, Gusta, Jaya here is the one who actually broke into your study and stole the mirror. So if you want to, like, go chuck her in a cell or something.
Yeah, just arrest her.
So, and Jai's just looking at him like, what the fuck,
like, dude, bro, I just did so much to save your life.
And Joda doesn't even, like, I don't even recall there being any kind of, like, but Joda gives her a wink and they know
literally
it's okay.
nothing. He just ignores her
while
she gets carried away.
So when I'm reading this part, I remember being like, all right, Jeff, this is quite a heel turn. But
yeah, dude.
I'm with it.
Yeah, because there is no...
Joda's evil now? Okay.
Even in the text, there's no mention that this is a plan.
We don't even get the inner monologue.
Like, as readers, like, dude, what the fuck?
The Argivian scholar doesn't even know about this.
Yeah, he's like, what?
And so, because apparently he wanted her in a cell just to, like, break her out later. And just didn't let her know.
He needed Jaya inside as a secret agent, which she already proved she can do without being in jail first.
Right.
But
just let her in on the plan, though. But
a little bit.
So instead of having to then explain the plan to her, I mean, whatever. So,
also, she's already broken into this place once.
It's like the misdirect of, like, how could she be there? She's been in your cell the whole time.
Yes.
So, like, he goes immediately, pretty much, and, like, lets her out. He's like, you're going to go around the city, actually, and do some recon work for me. But while she's kind of getting started on that, Joda dines with the king and Gusta and kind of soft pitches the alliance.
Yeah, he's like, how do you feel about barbarians?
And they're just like, no, they're filthy.
Yeah.
Like, we've been at war with them forever. And it's like, well, a bigger war is coming.
Yeah.
And so...
Bro, do you know about White Walkers? I mean...
Wait, what?
What?
Scratch that. I'm gonna beep that out and record it. And afterwards, he's accompanied by Gusta to look at their, like, weather predicting device.
Yeah, look at what I've created. It's going to be snow forever.
Yeah. Oh my god. It could just be because I did like a rewatch recently. As like I'm reading this, I'm like, wow, this is real close.
Yeah.
to Game of Thrones. I'm like, cut out me saying a lot of
Mr.
this,
Grub.
but it's so funny.
Yeah.
No, it's like, I don't think that part was written yet. Though,
Yeah,
in the
you're
story.
right. You're right.
I really think there's something to George R.R. Martin finding this book, reading it, and then spinning it into the
gamer. Yeah.
spinning it into the biggest like TV franchise in recent memory.
In fantasy history. Yeah.
So we're gonna. That's gonna be my new hot take. My new soapbox.
I love it.
You like Game of Thrones? Check this out.
Read
Hand
these
him a
3
copy
books
of
out.
Eternal Ice.
They're $80 each.
Except for the one I found at Salvation Army for $2.
The first one's cheap. I got it for like $12, but the other 2 are expensive.
Oh, really? Hear that, Brad? You're not getting them back.
Ever.
We're shouting out everybody on this. Fuck you, Brad
Yeah.
Stone.
Oh, card drug
Give me
dealer
my wooded
Brad
foothills.
Stone. Yeah.
As I say, like, give me those foothills.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
So she goes and does recon work. She's just like, she's mad at Joda when Joda comes to talk to her. Am I skipping?
I'll jump back to that in a sec.
Yeah.
But it's like they see this weather machine and they speak with Gerda. Hold on.
Gusta. I think we mixed them up before.
We might
Gusta's
have.
here.
Hold on.
Gerda is the one at the School of Nerds.
It's they look the same.
They do.
They have very similar names.
Yeah, why both G's?
Of course we're gonna mix them up. If we mix up the proper nouns, Gusta and Gerda, you know what? Come to an event that I'm at. Come get in my face about it.
Yeah.
I will break down and I'll say, you're right.
Ben weeps very
I'm
easily.
sorry. Oh, it's so easy.
Niagara Falls, Frankie Angel.
If you ever need to win a match against me at an event, just threaten me.
Just attack him personally.
Yeah, I'll drop. Y'all can see.
I will let all you guys know Ben is 6'5" and ripped, so...
Yeah, 6'5" with my Wayne Static hair.
Yeah, duh.
I'm 5'9"
Yeah.
normally. Jumping back into talking about the weather machine then. After dinner.
Dinner.
With Gusta, they meet Arkham Dagson, like the artificer,
Yeah.
who came up with a weather
That's a
machine.
dirty word.
What, is it? Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah.
We don't like them. He's got his own card.
Yeah, and it's sick.
And so does Darien, too. But they're both from Cold Snap.
Yes. Yeah, it's after the fact. Which actually, this book was packaged with Cold Snap.
Was that it?
I think so. It came with like
New border and everything, huh?
with like the fat packs or something. I read.
Really?
This book came with the Cold Snap fat packs. Yeah.
This book?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. So, wait. Oh, so this didn't come out when, like, Ice Age in the Dark?
No, this is after, because Ice
Right.
Age came out in 95, but
Right.
the first of this series came out in 99.
I see. Okay,
Yeah.
I remember now. Okay.
And I think this
we went
book-
over all this.
Yeah.
We went over all it last week when we recorded episode 1.
Yeah,
of course.
earlier today, before we had lunch.
And so, also then, after dinner, Joda finds out that Gerda, Gusta's cousin,
Mm-hmm.
who is in charge of the academy while Joda's away, is dealing with a very angry Freyalise, who is basically just, like, outside, like, screaming at them just to let her in so that she can look through
She
all
literally
the
just
books.
wants to go into the library.
And Joda's like, all right, and, you know, you wanted to be in charge so bad. This is the kind of shit that I put up with.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you figure it out. Do you want to just maybe let her in? Because she will just destroy that whole place.
Yeah.
I could give a shit either
Yeah.
way. I'm just happy that you're having a bad time because I haven't revealed it yet, but I know about you guys' treachery.
Yeah.
Or, you know, so anyway, have fun with Freyalise.
Punishment. Oh, also, the weather machine, for what it's worth, has predicted that winter, going to keep wintering.
It's going to keep going. It's not the Ice Age is upon us.
Yep.
And so Jaya is frequenting all these taverns and whatnot, doing her skullduggery, her rogue stuff, and just discovers a plot by Chief General Garrison.
Yeah, he's the head of the king's army.
Yep. To assassinate the king with the aid of Limdul's undead.
Yeah.
So that's big news.
Right.
This is exactly what Joda had in mind when he got her locked up.
Yeah.
Later to free her and be like, all right, now you get to skulk around figuring stuff out for me.
Yeah, I couldn't be bothered.
I get
hungry.
that. I'm gonna have that. I'm hungry. I'm gonna have dinner.
Hungry.
Yeah, they didn't feed you? I'm sure whatever inn you gotta go to is gonna have.
Here's your no money.
Yeah, right. I don't have any money.
Yeah.
I've been.
Do I get per diem for this job, Joda?
Oh.
Definitely not.
Yeah, wait. Maybe when we get back to the academy.
Save your
Actually,
receipts.
can I borrow some money?
Little cash poor right now.
And so Jaya arrives back with this news just in time, just after this meeting ends, where Joda finds out about Freyalise and all this stuff to warn them about the assassination plot against King. And thankfully, to Jaya's haste, they arrive just in time.
Yeah, because it's happening right now, of course.
And of course, it's not just like a plot. It's like this is happening tonight.
Yeah.
So the way the geography, I guess, works in my head is that like they're like, oh, cool, we have to run downstairs where this is happening now, and thanks to Jaya warning Varchild.
Varchild,
who is the king's bodyguard, who is also at that inn, right, where she finds out about the plot, but she was like skulking because she like kind of knew about it. Kind of knew something was up, but was like...
But she's loyal. She's loves
very
Darian.
Pure. She's just
which is
like,
wild because her magic card is called Varchild, Betrayer of Keld.
Really?
So I'm not sure.
Well,
yeah.
Ooh, that might be later.
Oof.
Varchild, is this going to be a character with an arc? Possibly?
Not really.
No, I don't think so. Spoiler
alert,
alert
not
for
really.
book 3. No, not really. But Varchild is a named character and has some cards.
Yep.
Jaya warns them, and thanks to Jaya kind of warning Varchild on the way to tell Joda about it, they're able to really intercede just as Limdul's forces, make their way to the throne room.
Yep. Commander Garrison.
And so, so they all run downstairs real fast into the throne room where, they're able to have a big grand melee. Jaya, super capable.
Just handling business.
Well, we're talking about a bunch of zombies, right?
Yeah, it's nothing.
Nothing takes out a big room of 2-2 zombies like a pyroclasm, right?
Fireball, baby.
Yeah, that's what Jaya does. They all kind of get in it. Even King Darian, I think, proves that he's like pretty tough.
Yeah, he's a dude. He's the king for a reason.
The only one who doesn't really do shit is Joda. Joda never fights.
Never.
Always is just like, I know a spell for this.
Yeah.
Let me think about. Oh, it's over.
Let me hang out in my. Hold on, I'm gonna go jerk off in my mind palace, and when I come back, I will have the one spell I need
I'll
to
have
resolve
the perfect
the
spell.
situation. Yeah.
All right, we got it.
Yep.
Stream of life. Okay, I'm fine. How's
great.
everybody else
Yeah.
doing? And so after this, they all are like, "All right, cool. We're all gonna. You trust us now."
Yeah. So
Clearly, this is a real threat.
yeah, the attack helps his case, and they convince King Darian that he should align with Lovisa Cold Eyes, the queen of the barbarians of Kjeld, and that they should, who is already convinced by her son to help, and also the barbarians had mentioned, like, yo, we know there's zombies out here. Those city dickheads don't, but we
the
are
wildlings
fighting them
already knew and already had their heads on straight about it.
Yeah, we're just trying to get
Interesting.
past the wall because, hey, you got a big wall. Maybe
Interesting.
you
Wait, wall?
wait.
Oh, wait. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
in this book?
No, in this, it's like a giant icy mountain
I'll
range.
never stop. The more I talk about it, it's insane.
It's so
yeah,
wild.
wildlings are on board. They have to the barbarians, the Keljorans.
Yeah.
Yeah, they know it's been tough out here. It's been tough out here for a barbarian in the cold.
Fighting dickhead knights on one side.
It used to just be cold. Now,
Now there's zombies and
now there's
ice.
fucking zombies out here.
This used to be a steppe. We used to ride horses here.
Right, exactly.
Nah, it's an icy nightmare. And
now
there's-
it's snowboards.
Yeah, the barbarians of Keld do get radical.
They get so fucking radical.
get so
We're skipping a
radical.
couple chapters where like the snowboarding
There is.
competition.
Oh yeah, Jodo loses.
Joda loses
it's
to
a
like the
weird
cool
twist.
guy with the mohawk, right? He's
Yeah.
like the fucking sickest 900.
Yeah.
Keljorans are fucking sweet.
Yeah. Little known fact. Cool Borders is based off of this book.
Oh, this
Yeah.
is the one. Oh,
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Man, this
If you've ever
is
played Cool Borders, this is the source material.
this is inspired a lot.
Yeah. But yeah, so they are like, they get together and they start fighting this war.
Yeah, they begin, and this is actually a really cool passage from the book. I thought
Mm-hmm.
how the passage of time, the way it's written, it's just like it really just zooms out, and we cover months of this conflict,
Yeah, it turns into like a history book, kind of.
Yeah.
It turns into like a World War II history
and not just our scholar
Yeah, no.
speaking
Yeah.
about it. It really does, and it was like a really cool part of the book that like time passes and it really goes over how like certain communities were just run over by the dead. Some were able to hold out. A lot retreated to behind the walls of Krov. And now here we are at this final impasse where Limdul's army seems to have positioned themselves where they could attack one of like 3 major holds.
Yep.
And it's like a tactical thing that he did to kind of, not reveal his hand. So they're just like, look, we don't know where he's going to strike, but we know roughly where he's at with his army. So instead of waiting for him or try to spread our resources, we're just going to take everything and go meet him on the field.
Right.
And be brave. And that's what they do.
And Jeff Grub does an excellent job of turning what could easily be this whole war could easily have been its whole own book.
Yeah.
For 300 pages.
Or something.
With like 90 different characters in a place called King's Landing.
Oh, wait, what?
Sorry, I did it again. But he really does a good job of like getting all those details in and making it not feel like it's brushed over.
There are probably like a lot of ways to write this section, and the one that he picked was like the best.
It's perfect.
It was really sick.
These are those moments where like Jeff really shines, like we saw it in the last book when he is doing the Goblin Fountain War situation, where it's like
the back and forth.
Like Jeff can write. Dude can write.
Just give him more than 2 weeks
Give
to
him
write.
some time and an editor. Also, for what it's worth, this book is much better edited than the last one.
For sure.
Yeah. They were like, whoops.
Well, it was the crazy success of the first book. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Actually, it could have been.
Yeah, New York Times bestseller.
That's, wait, yeah.
The Gathering Dark.
That didn't look like a real sticker on mine. And so they go.
Yeah. And then while all this is coming to a head, Fraley's is like, hey, yo.
Now's the time.
About that. I know you guys are busy fighting a war, but.
Or, like, I know you guys are ramping up for your big face-off. Like.
Yeah.
Like, imminently.
But while you're at it.
So, how do they describe it in the book? Like, a certain sweet smell comes over the air. And they know that it smells like a forest or something.
Yeah,
it's like,
springtime.
Oh, she's close.
Springtime
it smells like
smells.
springtime, despite the middle of this, we're in the Arctic. We're basically in tundra right now.
And then Giles like, ooh, hey, while you were dying, I kind of told Fraley she'd do whatever she wanted later.
Like, just one time.
Just one time, though.
But, I don't know. I suspect it might not just be one time. And Jonah's kind of just like, yeah, it sucks, but I understand, so let's just go see what she wants. So they kind of, again, the way I see it in my head, they're like, there's this big encampment of all of them. And these two just kind of walk off like a few hundred yards away behind a rock somewhere.
Yeah.
And then have their meeting now with Fraley's, where she's just like, okay, I've been thinking about it, and I think I know what my favor is. Now that you're back to your full strength, Joda.
Yeah. And now that I've terrorized your college's interim
I went to
dean.
make sure at your college, that this is actually what I want, and it turns out, yes, I'm gonna need that mirror.
Hello, little mage. As your friend may have told you, you owe me a favor. Your mirror, hand it over.
The mirror won't work for you.
It will work. All will be revealed to you soon enough.
We are at war. The fate of a nation may depend on what happens here. Perhaps the fate of all of Eastern Tertiaire. If you take the mirror, you may damn a nation.
You're right. You can actually keep it. Ha 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 ha, wait, no, just kidding. I got you. I'm gonna head out now though. I have some crazy elf stuff to do. You'll see. Good luck. Don't die. Or do. I don't actually care.
And,
Joda's like, my magic mirror.
my magic mirror. Oh.
Where will I put my sad feelings?
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to put my feelings. She's like, this is not for me to give a shit about, but
I got things to do.
I hope you don't need it in the fight, but because I'm gonna take it now.
Yeah.
But
and also, by the way.
Oh, as she's on her way out.
Yeah, she's like, hey, also, you know how you guys are getting ready for that big attack? Well, they've been burying undead in the ice for a while.
Yeah.
So
and they're also real close.
So close. They're like underfoot.
They're
so
closer,
you're in trouble.
Closer than the forces are also a lot closer than it looks like any of you think they are.
Yeah.
So as soon as, I mean, you should probably get over there now and tell everybody to maybe get their shields on and stuff.
Like right now.
Yeah, like right now. And then that's what they do, and the battle ensues.
Yeah.
All right, and this battle is also like written really well, I thought. It was
awesome.
It's a very fun passage book. Super cool image. Pretty much right from the start is Limdul basically riding on top of this like big like what was it described as in the book, like a big pyramid almost.
Yeah, like a ziggurat.
Yeah, ziggurat, like carried by a wave of undead.
Like, you know the palatine chairs that emperors get carried in? It's like one of those, but an army of undead carrying, like, literally a pyramid.
Yeah, it's real. It's a super sick image, like all coming down this hill, this big forces of all the undead, and they all clash. A lot of little interesting little tidbits. A lot of Keljorans facing off against undead Keljorans and that kind of conflict.
Yeah, and we really see a respect grow between Levisa Cold Eyes and Jaya during this. Levisa, the Queen of the Barbarians, is like, you know, HBIC recognize HBIC.
Right.
Like, yo, you're badass. Varchild too. Levisa loves Varchild.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Varchild, like the cut of their jib, they all kind of get along. They're all fighting. There's resurrected warriors from days of old helping to fight. Eventually, is Gusta, right, meets her end.
Yep.
By just kind of going too hard with spells and running out of mana and just getting crushed by some wave of undead.
Yep.
But all of this, predictably, leads to the eventual showdown between Archmage Joda and Minion of Leshrac,
Goatman
Limdul. And so you'd think that the Archmage would be able to make, of like the world, would be able to make very short work of some like novice necromancer thrall.
He ain't no novice though, Ben.
Turns out he's not a novice at all though.
That ruby ring.
Let's think about this. 2,000 years ago, when the Conclave fell,
There was a dude that was rocking some rings then.
there was a dude rocking some rings, and I don't recall we ever confirmed. We never
No.
really saw a body, did
He
we?
was on fire.
He was on fire.
Disappeared.
What does somebody being on fire then turn into a charred corpse in a cave somewhere?
It could happen.
Perhaps in one of the safe havens while he was maybe trying to teleport away and didn't quite get there.
Yeah, threw his consciousness into said ruby ring. Ooh. And the boy is back. He's been here the whole time.
Marseille.
Marseille the Pretender,
Marseille
pretending to be Limdul.
Pretending to be Limdul now.
Damn, son. So
crazy
the big
twist.
reveal.
What happened to the other 4 rings? Were they just right there too?
they're not described.
Limdul only took 1, but the other 4 were just kind of there.
They were lesser metals. They melted off.
So this was the
fire.
primary one. Yeah, it must have been. Well, oh wait, he was on fire, so naturally the red one's the one that survived.
Makes sense. Look at that.
Just how magic
Are
works
we
in this book.
archmages?
We must be.
No, because I have feelings.
Yeah, that's true. I'm wearing a blue hoodie right now though, so
I have having a strong feeling
Makes
to
me a
hug
blue
your
mage.
tiny cat.
Oh,
I don't think Joda would hug that tiny cat.
No, Joda would be like, "What's the point of one of these animals?"
He'd be like, "Why don't you go fuck off?"
How much does this cost you
Yeah.
annually?
I'm going to send your cat to the pound, and
like
while
a-
it's there,
yeah.
I need it to escape and find me some information.
Yeah, exactly. And she wouldn't listen. She just wanted to chase her spray
Yeah,
around.
should attack his fingers.
They duel.
But yeah, so they have a big talk. They duel. They have their wizard fight. Limdul, Marisol, definitely looking way cooler, slinging magic from the top of the giant undead pyramid that he
Was
rolled
so
into
sick.
town in.
Yeah.
It's like he showed up in a Hummer.
Yeah.
He's just like, "Saw, dude. This
Sho-
is my necromancer
Showed
Hummer."
up to the fight in a Hummer.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Gotta
they
watch
duel, and Joda wins.
by a hair, but Joda is about to use his last little bit of magic to kind of strike a killing blow.
Yeah.
And
And Leshrac rolls in, and he's like, "Hey, psych, I knew how to leave this plane all along somehow."
yeah,
And steals some duel.
we're out of here. Now's
Yeah.
the time. And Joda gets pretty butthurt about this.
He's so butthurt.
Dude, pages of Joda just being like, "But I had him. He was right there."
I could have killed him. I shouldn't talk so
When
much.
it's just like he's gone now.
Know what he is now? OPP. Other people's problems.
Yeah, other planes problems.
Other planeswalkers' problems.
So now with this battle over in peace,
Yeah.
restored, the zombies are all basically gone or
I think
retreated
they-
back to Tressorhorn.
I think
or-
they like disintegrate as soon as Leshrac
it's one of those.
teleports them out. Yeah, like
Oh,
the,
okay.
the fighting immediately ends.
Right. And then we have a tentative peace between King Darien and the Keljorans for the first time. And, that would be the end, except
There's one more piece of business.
they smell a springy
Yeah.
Smell in the air.
Better take the teleportals one last time.
And as it turns out, Freyalise is like, hey, check this out. At this point, it's funny because Freyalise is like, I already got your mirror. This is just kind of the rub-ins.
She literally brings them there just to show
kind
off.
of her just being like, still had all these though.
Yeah.
Check this out. I'm gonna paralyze you both.
Yep.
You're gonna be teleported because I want you to see what I'm doing with your mirror though, real quick.
Yeah.
And so now they end up, I would assume, thousands of miles away in the forests of Findhorn, surrounded
by elves with head tattoos.
tons of elves in what is described kind of as this like clearing in the forest. It's almost like crater even.
Yeah.
Where all of these elves are all gathered around looking, and we also have Jaya and Joda against their will there looking on.
They're like, what? Huh?
And at the bottom of this sort of crater is the mirror, and directly above it, Freyalise is just kind of hovering like a god. And then what happens? How could we really even describe what this is?
So
besides reading the text right from the card.
Yeah. It's the world
There's
spell.
a card called the World Spell, which is what she does.
Yeah, so this is her reset button. She does explain that this spell that she's doing is gonna end the Ice Age, but the spell also creates a ton of destructive force that nobody will survive on. So the plan is to do this world spell, and then she's going to use the safe havens to vent the extra magical destructive energy through, which unfortunately means no more safe havens.
And needs the mirror to do this for some reason, right? So
we still don't know what this...
Freyalise is like, this place is cold. I'm a forest kind of creature. I need something warmer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simultaneously make it so none of you can fast travel ever again.
Yes.
I'm going to... Anywhere near where there was a fast travel point, there's now going to be all these crazy anomalies.
Yes.
All this crazy chaos.
I'm just going to do a little bit of Armageddon. But in the long run...
I'm also not going to stick around and help you with this, though, because I'm, like, out of here.
Yeah.
I'm going to fuck right off.
I just found out we can get out of here. My boy Leshrak was like, yo, door's been open the whole time. I didn't know.
It's been open for a bit, at least.
Yeah.
Merritt Lage left a long time
He's
ago.
been gone.
Yeah. And that's just it. So
she blasts it, and that's exactly what happens.
Bye, fucker, she says. And goodbye to you all, too. See you in part 3.
Yeah.
Bye.